What if I told you you could eat all of this in a day?
And still stay in ketosis.
We'll see if it's true. Hey, what's up, family? I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are
Two Crazy Ketos. And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and every Monday we go live on Keto Beyond the Couch because life exists beyond the couch.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon in that way. Every single time we potentially ruffle feathers, you'll be alerted to it.
I'm sorry for laughing, but we've been recording so many videos for our Two Crazy Campers channel. Like, I keep wanting to say Two Crazy Campers. Same thing when we're making videos over there. Like, we'll do our intro and I'll say Two Crazy Ketos. If we had a bloopers reel of how many times we say the wrong thing, like, the video would be like 10 hours long.
We should just call ourselves 2KK and then, like, wherever you are, you are correct. But yes, today we're talking about a very serious subject. We can't be laughing. We're talking about total carbs versus net carbs. It's a brand new year. We've certainly talked about this topic many times across the length of our channel. However, there are new products entering the marketplace every single year, and I think it's right for us to revisit this.
We're going to ruffle some feathers.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We are going to ruffle some feathers. If you've watched this for any length of time, you know we are believers and you should only count total carbs because net carbs isn't a real thing. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I first started keto about 7 years ago, I did start off counting net carbs. However, number one, I didn't know any better. Number two, net carbs 7 years ago is not what net carbs is today.
I remember when we had a book that had net carbs in it because it was all vegetables. It was all whole ingredients. And you were trying to see, okay, if I got 20 net carbs, that was supposed to be like the magic number. What would 20 net carbs look like if you dished it out in broccoli? But now there are a lot of wrapped, not whole food ingredient items that are in the marketplace today that want us to do that math equation with net carbs, right? And I will say we ruffle feathers in both camps because some people will be like, you should never eat anything that has a wrapper on it ever. And we're not those people. We're not people that believe you should never have a wrapped keto treat of your liking. However, I think you need to be more careful than ever.
So we get a lot of messages from people saying keto doesn't work. And we'll have people actually message us or ask us for coaching saying that they're gaining weight on keto or they can't lose the weight they want. And we start looking at what they're eating, and almost every single time, the problem comes down to the fact that they're counting net carbs.
Right.
So today, we're going to give you 5 reasons why counting net carbs is bad.
Now, should I get my watch ready? Is this going to be one of those 5-minute things?
No. First of all, there's no way we can do this in less than 5 minutes. It's just not even possible.
We're too passionate about it.
We're very passionate about this subject, and I want to make sure we really get all the information out there. So this will not be a 5-minute or less video.
But we'll keep it to 5 things.
5 things.
Yeah.
So number one.
Number one is I don't want to do math. I do not want to do the current equation for net carbs because it used to be, if you don't know, what you do when you're trying to find net carbs is you start with the total carbs. Boom, that's where I want to stop, honestly. That's where I want to start. I'm looking for 20 carbs, 20 total carbs. I can flip a package over, get that information, and I'm out of there. I can start eating my food. But if you want to look for net carbs, you have to start with total carbs. Then you're going to look and find the fiber, subtract the fiber from that. Now, when we began and you're looking for broccoli, what's the net carbs in broccoli? The equation ended there.
Right.
Then we got into sweetened things, right? Sweetened with sugar alcohols. So now it became your total carbs minus your fiber minus your sugar alcohols. But then, oh, hello, Now we have allulose.
And the problem with allulose is it's not a sugar alcohol, and they can't list it that way on a package. So now you have to go total carbs minus fiber minus sugar alcohols, and then find somewhere on the package how much allulose is in there and subtract that. And the bottom line is it's ridiculous math. And again, I kind of did it at the beginning, and it just becomes this thing where like it's too much to worry about. And oh, by the way, that's going to lead us to number 2, which is they're not actually accurate.
There's something going on the inside of me in my thoughts when you start doing that equation that you're like, I cannot be subtracting all this. All of this stuff that I am like taking down to almost nothing, it has to be happening. At some point.
And that's what I mean. First of all, when I say they're not accurate, we've talked about this before. Nutrition labels can be off by up to 20%. So that in itself throws out this whole game because there's rounding. They're allowed to actually be off legally by 20%. So they may say there's 1 carb and there's less than 1 carb, or there's more than 1 carb. But then the other thing is when we look at like the sugar alcohols, we're all different. Everybody's body is different, and everybody's body reacts differently to those sugar alcohols. Then you have the fibers. A lot of these companies now are putting in these weird fibers that your body is at least partially digesting. So the entire equation becomes not accurate because you don't know what your body's actually doing with it. And it doesn't just come down to, do you have a glucose spike?
Okay, just like people are different, carbohydrates are different. That brings us to number 3. If you are counting total carbs, you are more likely to focus on the quality of carbohydrates you're consuming rather than just their net carb impact.
Yeah, there is a big difference between the carbohydrates that you're going to find in a sugar alcohol or soluble corn fiber and the carbohydrates that you're going to find in like a stick of broccoli or eggs or coffee or even liver, because all of those things do have carbohydrates. But if you're only going to allow yourself, say, 20 total carbs, you're going to want to make sure that you're getting your broccoli or your liver or your coffee into your diet, which means that you look at other things like chocolate and stuff like that, you're going to go, I can only have 1 because I want to have enough room for the other carbs.
Well, and if you're counting total carbs, you may find like in some of these tortillas we're seeing on the market, you can't even have 1. Like I can't have a cup of coffee and half of a tortilla. Then I need to change some things up.
So now we're going to get into the nitty gritty of the real problem with counting net carbs. And we're going to go to number 4, which is counting total carbs helps you to minimize overeating. The bottom line is when you're counting net carbs, you will have a tendency to eat way too many calories if you're counting calories, and definitely will end up eating way too much fat, because all of these products that have a lot of total carbs but low net carbs have a tremendous amount of fat.
Because fat brings flavor. And, we don't demonize fat in this keto way of eating. However, fat is happening, right? And so if you're only counting net carbs and you are just ignoring everything else, it's very easy for you to overeat your fat and overeat your calories if that is something important to you.
Yeah, because see, here's the thing. What a lot of people do, that if they're counting the net carbs, they actually now take another math problem into it. And they go, okay, well, this product has 100 calories in it, but this product has 10 grams of fiber and sugar alcohols. And so since I'm not going to count those, I shouldn't count those calories either. So they take the 10 grams of fiber and the sugar alcohols that they aren't going to count, they multiply that by 4, and now all of a sudden, voila, their 100-calorie food is only actually 60 calories, at least in their math problem.
That brings me to number 5, which is the thing that sets the hair on me the fastest, and that is net carbs are a made-up thing. They're made up by the food industry to sell us product. It's not God. It's not nature. This is not something that actually happens in science, right? This is just something that is being marketed to us. They're saying, this is what you need to do. This is the math equation that you need to follow. And this is how it's going to happen in your body. And it doesn't matter if it's a truth or a lie. We just have to buy it hook, line, and sinker, and we will buy products that maybe we know we shouldn't consume as much as we do, but we buy them anyway because we're buying into what it says on the package.
And it becomes pretty evident when you look at the packages of some of these products where the low carb version actually has more total carbs than the non-low carb version. It just makes no sense when you look at why does this low carb tortilla have 18 more grams of fiber than the one that's not low carb, because they're adding stuff in thinking that you're going to do this math equation and buy it. It's not real. If you don't want to count the fiber that's in broccoli, be my guest. That's not a made up fiber. Most likely your body is not going to digest that in the same way. But if it's in a wrapper, you should follow total carbs. And I think I've got a really good illustration to show you how all of this ties in together. So, this is probably my favorite treat. If I really want just something sweet, I want to treat myself something not very often, this is probably my favorite, like, keto-friendly, because there's no such thing as a keto food, there's just keto-friendly foods, keto-friendly peanut butter cup on the market.
And you can get it in a gas station, so it's easy to find.
And that's one of the reasons that I'm going to pick this one is because you can get this anywhere. Like, you can get them in Walmart. You don't have to special order them from online. You can find them in almost every gas station, 7-Eleven, Wawa. Everywhere I go, I see these. And we're not sponsored by Quest. They don't endorse us. They have no idea I'm doing this.
I don't think they would after this
But
video.
I just want to show you something. So again, I have these. I probably have at least one package, maybe even two sometimes in a week. Like, I'll usually bring it with me on a cruise. So one of the things that's nice about this is it is pretty low in total carbs. So one package is a serving.
Which is right.
And
that is correct.
There's one for you. Here's one that is a decent size peanut butter cup.
It's like a Reese's peanut butter cup.
It's like the size of a Reese's peanut butter cup. And so this is a serving.
Right.
It's not like a half a package, right? So there's 2 cups. That is 200 calories, 15 grams of fat, 11 grams of protein, and 13 total carbohydrates.
Total carbs. So 6.5 carbs in each one of these little cups.
Now, let's be honest. I'm eating both of them.
You're going to eat both of them. But yeah, so 13 total carbs.
Now, here's what I like about it is that is pretty low in total carbs for a piece of keto chocolate, especially when it's got peanut butter in it.
And you've got room for other things in your day.
Yeah, so if I eat this, 13 total carbs, I still have 7, if I'm going to keep it at 20, and sometimes I'll even let myself go to 30, but 7 total carbs left for my coffee, my eggs, my vegetables. If I want to have a keto chow, because keto chow does have carbs in it, even though it's gum acacia, and I know what my body does with it, I still count it.
Right.
So that to me is pretty respectable. Here is the real issue. If we follow net carbs.
Net carbs.
According to the manufacturers, we can eat this.
Yes, we can.
And all of that.
And still
stay in ketosis. Because here's the thing. A lot of people only count their net carbs.
Wow. So what they're saying is, by net carbs, there's less than 1 net carb in these 2.
Yeah. Oh, because I forgot to tell you how many sugar alcohols are in here. There's 8 grams of erythritol. So if I count total carbs, I can have this.
Right.
Or I can count net carbs.
And I can
have all of this. Because this is 13 net carbs.
13 net carbs.
And now still have room for my broccoli, my eggs, my coffee, my liver.
I know this seems silly. This seems silly. I think that a normal person is going to be like, no, that can't be right.
According to the math equation.
But according to the math equation.
That's 13 net carbs.
So maybe I won't believe the math equation for all of this. But I can tell you one thing, on a bad day, when I'm feeling kind of blue, I could probably believe the math equation for this.
Okay, well, here's the thing. If we go back to this 13 for a second.
Yeah.
If you were to eat all 13, because I want to emphasize the overeating part that I was talking about in number 4. If you ate all 13 packages, and I know nobody's going to eat 13 packages.
I might.
Okay. If you ate 13 of these, that would be 169 total carbs. We just took 169 total carbs. We turned it into 13 net carbs. That would also be 2,600 calories.
Okay.
Ready for this? And remember I mentioned that like you overeat fat when you count net carbs? It's 195 grams of fat. That is more fat in that than I eat in a day.
Now, I know some people, when they're looking for like, okay, what's the 1-to-1 easiest ratio that you could bring into, beginning keto, they'll have 150 grams of protein, 150 grams of fat.
Right.
And people talk about how it's hard to get that in. It's hard to get it.
I guess you could just eat this every day.
This you could do it, right? Because this is how fast you could get it done.
Hold on. Somebody is actually going to go, Rachel just said that I can eat 13 packages of Quest peanut butter cups as my food for the day and lose weight. That's not what we're saying.
That's not what we're saying. But you can see how you could use this marketing to trick yourself into thinking this is health. This is food.
Because they're also saying it's even on the front.
11
grams of protein. So guess what? I'm eating 130 grams of protein if I eat this.
This is not going to nourish your body. This is not going to do in your body what steak is going to do.
I promise you, if you took up the challenge for a month, just eat this every day. First of all, that'd be very expensive because if you buy these in a gas station, they're $3 a pack. It is cheaper to buy them in Walmart or on Amazon, but I promise you,
you're gonna poop your pants.
You're gonna have some stomach problems because of the erythritol. Right. But if you just ate this, okay, at 133 grams of fiber of protein and 195 grams of fat, you're going to gain weight. If you just ate, and I know. Every one of us could finish this because it's not that much
I used to eat a bag of candy a day.
Right.
I used to eat like big bags of candy. So yes, I could physically make it happen.
So let's go back to what you were saying before though. So nobody's going to eat 13. I hope nobody's going to eat 13, right? First of all, let's make it 14 or 12 because like 13 don't like that number.
Right.
So let's say 3.
Okay.
I think 3 would be reasonable. One midday between breakfast and lunch.
3 of these.
1 between lunch and dinner.
Okay.
And then 1 after dinner for a snack. So 3 of them.
And it would only be 3 net carbs.
3 net carbs, but it's 39 total carbs. So now I'm almost double of my total carb allotment. 3 of those represent 600 calories. 600 calories. Now, we don't do calories. That's 45 grams of fat. So if you're eating 100 to 150 grams of fat a day, that is 30 to 50% of your fat allotment for the day.
The companies want you to eat this and don't think about it. Mm-hmm. Don't think about it. Just eat it. 1 net carb, that's nothing. Whew. It's nothing. It's not even happening. But what's going to happen is we're going to consume a bunch of this stuff. We're not going to have the health results that we're wanting, and it's going to make us sad. It's going to make us disappointed in ourselves. It's going to make us frustrated. And right now, I believe there's somebody watching this video and you're like, this is the game I've been playing. This is the game that I need to stop because the house is winning.
Yeah.
The house is winning with this gamble.
Yep.
So we need to stop gambling. We need to stop playing their game, which is this net carb game. And we need to take back control of how we're eating and practice a total carb protocol. Not because it's boring and there's no room for fun and it's, it's
you
a
can
prison.
have one.
You absolutely can. And you can plan the rest of your day around it. And you can also be planning for the success that your heart desires.
Yeah. I mean, again, we're not saying never have this. I'm not throwing these out.
No.
Right? We bought them for the video. We're not going to throw them out. It'll probably take me like more than a month or probably a couple months to eat them all because I'll say like, okay, I'm going to have 1 a week, 2 a week. but I still, even when I have this in the day, the rest of my day is pretty much meat. If I have another day where maybe I want to have a keto chow ice cream, I'm going to be like, well, I can't have a keto chow ice cream and this because that would be more total carbs than I want to consume in my day.
Right.
And again, if you're stuck right now, if you are like not losing weight or gaining weight on keto and you're eating multiple keto treats and packaged products in a day, this might be why. I'm not going to say it's definitely why, but it might be why. If you're having one of these and then you're having a low carb wrap and then you're having a keto chow and then you're also having some salad and oh, by the way, you're having some peanut butter.
Keto
it
bread.
May all be under 20 net carbs, but you're probably somewhere around 200 to 300 total carbs. And that most likely is what the problem is. And again, don't forget, a lot of people do subtract the calories from the carbs that they're not counting. So remember when we said this was 2,600 calories? If you took out the calories and the carbs that you're no longer consuming, according to the net carb game, you're now under 2,000 calories. So now you can really justify, I could just eat 13 of these a day. I'm going to be under 2,000 calories. I'm going to have less carbs than than I'm allowed to eat, and I should lose weight, but you won't.
We love you, and we want you to be less frustrated on your keto journey. Why? Because that makes it sustainable. If you feel like you have a handle on what you're doing and can make choices that will fuel your journey, you're going to stay on this journey, and that's what we want for you.
Now, let us know down in the comments section, did this open up your eyes a little bit? Is this something that maybe you have struggled with or you know somebody who is struggling with? I know that when we actually started counting all this up, it definitely opened up my eyes to the game. Now, if you like seeing videos like this, take a look at some of the videos we have linked right over there. Also, make sure you take a look at the most recent video I'm going to put right over here.
But whether you head this way or you head this way, don't forget to head this way. Subscribe to our channel and click the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Till next time.
Bye.